Hi food friends! Welcome to a very special edition of My Queer Kitchen. I know you're used to seeing Jennifer, but they're on vacation, so I'm taking over this week. My name is Moon Miss, and I am an intergalactic ice cream scooper. There is no galaxy that I will not explore. And today I am coming to you from my kitchen on the moon. And because we're on the moon, and my name is Moon Miss, we are going to make a very, very special ice cream called Moon Mist. It's bananas, like literally in part. It's banana flavored, grape flavored, and bubblegum flavored. And it's colored like the most beautiful galaxy I have ever seen. And like I have seen a lot of galaxies. So I'm going to take you through how to make your own moon mist today. So before Jennifer went on vacation, they sent me some really special ingredients from Earth. For this recipe, you're going to need 2 cups of heavy cream. You're going to need a loaf pan and a spatula. You are going to need some food colorings. It looks like Jennifer has already used these ones, but I mean, we have blue and we have purple and we have yellow. I'm not gonna complain. I'm just happy to have these things in space. And then also we have bubblegum flavoring and grape flavoring and banana flavoring. And then we have here just short of a cup of sweetened condensed milk. You can use a whole can if you like. You can use slightly less if you like. It really just depends on how sweet you want this to be in the end. And then we have a teaspoon of salt, which I hear you also have on Earth in abundance. And then I have a couple ice cream cones just for eating this after. I am so into sugar cones, and I'm so grateful that Jennifer sent me some in the space cart. So we have 2 cups of heavy cream that's going to go in the stand mixer. Or I hear you have these things called hand mixers on Earth. Those also totally work. This happens to be what I have. So I'm gonna put that in all at once. And I'm also gonna add all of the salt in with the cream as well. And we're just gonna crank it. We're going to let this whip until it is at like stiff peaks. Okay, we're getting there. Yes. As you can see, this is very, very stiff. It stands straight up. Our next main ingredient is that sweetened condensed milk. And you can just fold this in with a spatula if you like, but I find it easier and very nice to just put your mixer on the lowest setting and then slowly drizzle this in so it gets incorporated. What is happening is you've put lots of nice air into that whipped cream, which is what's gonna make your ice cream nice and creamy and fluffy. And now this is going to make it like sweet and unctuous and give it that real like ice creamy flavor. So I'm gonna put this on low, and we are gonna slowly do a drizz down the side. Just in like one steady stream. And I'm gonna grab the other camera with my other hand. Oh, I made a mess, but it was worth it in the end. Once you get it all in there, this is now going to be quite soft, but still very fluffy. You'll see now when I take it up, it has a bit more of a droop to it, which is nice. Still very fluffy, very creamy. Yeah, there we go. So you can see the little. I'm gonna put this puppy back on. And what I'm gonna do is divide this batter between 3 containers so that we can color and flavor them separately. And you just wanna do about like even thirds. So that looks about right. So we do not usually have grapes or banana or bubblegum in space, so this is really exciting for me. Right now is the part where we're going to flavor and color each of these 3 bowls of batter. So first I've got the purple dye. I'm gonna put a bit of that, just using a toothpick into the mixer, just a bit. I'm gonna keep it nice and pastel. And then I'm going to add 2 drops of the grape flavoring. And this, when you are working with flavorings, they are powerful. So 1, 2. Oh, well 3 got in. We're going for it. And then I'm gonna do banana. So I'm putting some yellow in this one. Just a little bit. There we go. You can use gel food coloring or you can use liquid food coloring. Just start with like a drop or 2 if you're using the liquid. I'm actually going to use liquid in the bubblegum flavoring. I have a blue liquid dye. I'm just gonna put 2 drops in there. And it's, whenever you're dyeing stuff like this, you can always add more. You can't take it out. So start with less than you think you need and then take it from there if you decide you want more. And then now just 2 drops of the bubble gum. There we go. What I'm going to do now, just because this stuff freezes in space like super fast, I'm gonna try and be as efficient as possible, but I'm going to put this on low so that the grape and the purple can mix. I am going to grab my spatula and I'm going to start folding in the flavorings and the colors in these 2 other mixtures. So they should all finish up right around the same time. And as you're doing this, you don't want to like stir the heck out of it. You're just giving it like a gentle swoosh around. Some people call it folding on earth, I think, so that it incorporates everything but doesn't knock all of the nice air you've just put, knock out all the nice air that you've just put into it. Something that I have learned about earth food dyes over the last few millennia, whenever I can get my hands on some, is that the gel dyes will really develop over time as well. So when you mix it in, if you're like, oh, I think it looks a little light, if you leave it for even like 10 or 15 minutes, sometimes the color will develop even more and become more jewel-like just by leaving it alone. So if you're not sure, just leave it for a sec. So this recipe is a really great base if you are wanting to like experiment with your ice cream flavors, just starting with the whipped cream and the sweetened condensed milk. You can then take that in like any direction. You can go citrusy, you can go sprinkles, you can add ribbons of chocolate and peanut butter, you can add stardust, you can add whatever you want. It's a really good recipe from which to jump basically wherever you want. This is what I find to be the absolute funnest part, which is spooning it into the loaf pan. What you're going to do is alternate colors. You're gonna put down like 3 or 4 scoops of purple, 3 or 4 scoops of yellow, 3 or 4 scoops of blue, and then just keep layering so that it's like nice and all mixed in and you get a bit of every flavor in every bite. I'm gonna show you what this looks like real quick. This is it all worked in. It looks like space blobs. After you've got all of your flavors in the pan, what you're going to do is just give it a little bit of a bang. You don't want to knock all the air out of it because that's what's going to make it fluffy, but you do want to just help it settle a bit so that the surface is nice and smooth. And then you are going to take a toothpick and just run it up and down through this to give it kind of like a nice weave pattern. It looks really, really beautiful with all the colors kind of bleeding together. So pretty. One last little bang to make it settle. Because I'm in space, I can just put it on the counter and this will be ready in no time. But for you, put it in the freezer, leave it for at least 6 hours before you want to scoop it. But that's it. That's all you got to do. This ice cream is ready. I cannot wait to scoop and eat it. One of my favorite things to do is go to my favorite moon vantage point and just watch all you cuties on Earth doing your thing. So that's where I'm going to go right now. I've got my sugar cone at the ready. I'm going to get a nice scoop going here. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Still a little firm. That's how I like it. I know I said I was an intergalactic ice cream scooper, but like, I think I'm having an off day. Okay, there. That's how we like it up here. Nice and rustic. The best snack for hanging out and watching the goings on down on Earth. There are a lot of goings on down there right now. Here's the really cool thing about moon mist, I think, which is once you get all these things together, it's just moon mist. Like it feels impossible to pick out like one thing and be like, oh, it's this, oh, it's that, like picking out like one little flavor. I guess you could, but like, why would you? It's part of why I love it. Like, you put three things together that make no sense, they make a thing that makes so much sense, and it would just be, there is no point in pulling it apart. Yeah. My name is Moon Mist. It has been such a joy to get to cook with you today and make Moon Mist ice cream. I have been admiring you Earthlings for so long, and I love that I finally got to cook with you. And until Jennifer gets back, have fun, tip your sex worker, fight for justice every day, and always eat good snacks.